Bulusan, is a testament to nature's bounty. It's a place where time seems to stand still, where the air is crisp and clean, and where the landscape is a patchwork of greens and blues. Bulusan is blessed with an abundance of natural resources. Crystal clear springs dot the landscape, rivers wind their way through lush valleys, and mountains rise majestically in the distance. Rice fields stretch as far as the eye can see. It's a place that feels untouched by the modern world. The heart of Bulusan is its namesake, Mount Bulusan. This active volcano stands sentinel over the land. It's both a source of life and a reminder of nature's power. The fertile volcanic soil nourishes the land, giving life to the diverse ecosystem that thrives here. Bulusan is more than just a pretty picture, it's a living, breathing ecosystem. The land here is rich and fertile, supporting a wide variety of plant and animal life. From the smallest insects to the largest mammals, every creature has its place. It's a delicate balance, one that the people of Bulusan work hard to maintain. Turn in any direction in Bulusan, and you're met with breathtaking beauty. To the north, Mount Bulusan looms large. Its slopes are covered in dense forest, and wisps of steam sometimes rise from its peak. It's a reminder of the Earth's power that lies just beneath the surface. To the south, the land gently slopes towards the sea. Rice paddies stretch out in neat rows, creating a patchwork of greens and golds. In the distance, you can catch a glimpse of the ocean, a blue line on the horizon promising adventure and mystery. The eastern view is dominated by rolling hills, covered in a tapestry of trees and wildflowers. In the early morning, mist clings to the valleys, creating an otherworldly scene. As the sun rises, it burns away the mist, revealing a landscape teeming with life. To the west, the land opens up into wide plains. Here you'll find most of Bulusan's farmland. Rice fields and coconut groves stretch as far as the eye can see. In the late afternoon, the setting sun paints the sky in brilliant hues. It's a daily light show that never fails to impress. Water is the lifeblood of Bulusan. It flows through every part of the landscape. The clear waters of Iraya River are a sight to behold. They tumble over rocks and through ravines, with the sound of rushing water a constant backdrop to life here. But it's the Bugas Cave Spring that truly captures the imagination. This natural wonder is shrouded in mystery and legend. The spring emerges from a cave deep in the forest, its waters crystal clear and ice cold. Many believe the spring has healing properties. Locals tell stories of the spring's enchanted nature. They say it's guarded by unseen spirits. Some claim to have seen strange lights or heard mysterious sounds near the cave, and whether you believe the legends or not, there's no denying the spring's beauty. The waters of Bulusan aren't just beautiful, they're vital. They irrigate the fields and provide drinking water for the community. They're home to a variety of fish and other aquatic life. The people of Bulusan understand the importance of these waters. They work hard to keep them clean and protected. Section 4. A biodiversity hotspot. Bulusan is a haven for biodiversity. The unique combination of volcanic soil, abundant water, and varied terrain creates ideal conditions for life. Trees of all kinds thrive here, from towering hardwoods to fruit-bearing trees. The forests are dense and diverse. Wildflowers add splashes of color to the landscape. Orchids cling to tree trunks. Brightly colored birds flit from branch to branch. The air is filled with their songs. It's a symphony of nature that plays all day long. In the rivers and streams, fish dart through the clear waters. Frogs and toads make their homes along the banks. Dragonflies hover above the surface. Each creature plays its part in the complex web of life. The biodiversity of Bulusan isn't just beautiful, it's crucial. Many of the plants and animals found here are unique to this region. Some are endangered. The people of Bulusan understand this. They work hard to protect and preserve their natural heritage. Section 5. The Lost Geographer's Tale. The beauty of Bulusan has a way of captivating visitors. None know this better than Dr. Emma Reeves, a foreign geographer and historian. She came to Bulusan to study its unique landscape. She ended up on an adventure she'll never forget. Dr. Reeves set out early one morning to explore the forests around Mount Bulusan. She was fascinated by the interplay between the volcano and the surrounding ecosystem. As she hiked deeper into the forest, she lost track of time. The beauty around her was mesmerizing. Before she knew it, the sun was setting. Dr. Reeves realized she was lost. The dense forest looked the same in every direction, but instead of panicking, she felt a strange sense of peace. The forest was alive with the sounds of night creatures awakening. As darkness fell, Dr. Reeves saw strange lights in the distance. Thinking it might be a village, she followed them. Instead, she found herself at the entrance to Bugas Cave Spring. The lights, she realized later, were probably just fireflies, but in that moment it felt magical. She spent the night by the spring, feeling more connected to nature than ever before. Section 6. Nature's beauty meets cultural heritage. The natural beauty of Bulusan is undeniable, but what makes this place truly special is how it's intertwined with local culture. The people of Bulusan have lived in harmony with their environment for generations. Their traditions and way of life reflect a deep respect for nature. Many local legends and folk tales feature the natural landmarks of Bulusan. Mount Bulusan, Bugas Cave Spring, and the forests all play prominent roles. These stories aren't just entertainment, they're a way of passing down important knowledge about the land. The farming practices in Bulusan are a perfect example of this harmony. Traditional methods are still used in many areas. These methods work with the land, not against it. They help preserve the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Bulusan's natural beauty and cultural heritage are inseparable. Each enhances and preserves the other. It's a reminder of how humans can live as part of nature, not apart from it. In our fast-paced, modern world, Bulusan offers a glimpse of a different way of life. It's a place where nature's beauty and human culture blend seamlessly, a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. Madlawon, a sanctuary of nature's bounty. The air hummed with life. Emerald rice fields stretched as far as the eye could see, swaying gently in the warm breeze. Crystal clear rivers snaked through the landscape, their waters reflecting the azure sky above. This was Madlawon, a small barangay nestled in the heart of Bulusan, a place where nature's artistry was on full display. Madlawon was a sanctuary of natural abundance. Its mountains stood tall and proud, cloaked in a tapestry of verdant forest. Hidden within their depths were secret waterfalls, their cascades a symphony of rushing water. The land was generous, providing its people with an abundance of fruits, vegetables, and wild game. The villagers lived in harmony with their surroundings, their lives intertwined with the rhythms of nature. They were a people of the earth, their hands calloused from working the land, their spirits as resilient as the ancient trees that stood guard over their homes. Madlawon was a place of simple beauty, a testament to the enduring power of nature. It was a place where time seemed to move a little slower, where the worries of the outside world faded into the background. It was a place of peace. A tapestry of landscapes, Madlawon's embrace. To the north, Mount Bulusan stood sentinel, its volcanic peak often crowned with a wisp of smoke. The mountain was a source of both awe and respect, a reminder of the raw power that lay dormant beneath the Earth's surface. To the east, the land sloped gently down towards the sea, offering breathtaking views of the vast Pacific Ocean. Westward, the terrain became more rugged, with hills and valleys crisscrossed by winding streams. This was a land of adventure where one could lose themselves for hours exploring hidden trails and discovering secluded waterfalls. And to the south, the landscape softened once more, giving way to rolling hills and fertile plains. Madlawon was a place of contrasts where rugged mountains met serene coastlines and dense forest gave way to open fields. This diversity of landscapes created a unique and enchanting beauty, one that captivated the senses and stirred the soul. Bugas Cave Spring, where enchantment flows. Deep within the heart of Madlawon lay a place of magic and wonder, Bugas Cave Spring. This natural spring, hidden within a limestone cave, was said to possess mystical properties. Its waters, icy cold and crystal clear, were believed to have healing powers. The cave itself was a sight to behold. Stalactites hung from the ceiling like ethereal chandeliers, their surfaces shimmering in the dim light that filtered in from the entrance. The air was cool and damp, carrying with it the scent of moss and earth. Bugas Cave Spring was a haven for wildlife. Colorful fish darted through the crystal-clear waters, their scales flashing in the sunlight. Birdsong echoed through the cave, their melodies adding to the symphony of nature. Legend had it that enchanted creatures also called the spring home, their presence adding to the air of mystery that surrounded the place. The geographer's foray, a journey into the heart of Madlawon. One day, a foreign geographer, drawn by the allure of the unknown, ventured into the heart of Madlawon. He had heard tales of its natural wonders, of its hidden springs and its mystical mountains. He was eager to experience this beauty for himself, to map its uncharted territories and document its hidden treasures. He set off into the wilderness with his compass and his notebook, his heart filled with a sense of adventure. He marveled at the towering trees, their branches forming a verdant canopy overhead. He followed winding streams, their waters gurgling over mossy rocks. He listened to the symphony of the forest, the calls of exotic birds, the rustling of leaves in the gentle breeze. Days turned into nights as the geographer delved deeper into the wilderness. He lost track of time, captivated by the beauty that surrounded him. He stumbled upon hidden waterfalls, their cascades a roaring testament to nature's power. He discovered strange and wonderful plants, their leaves and flowers unlike anything he had ever seen before.
Deep within a mountain's embrace lay Bugas Cave, its mouth shrouded by a curtain of emerald vines. Sunlight struggled to penetrate the leafy veil, casting the cave's entrance in perpetual twilight. Stepping across the threshold was like entering another world. The air, cool and damp, carried the scent of moss and wet stone. And then, there it was, the spring. Water, so clear it seemed invisible, welled up from the cave floor, forming a pool of liquid light. It flowed outward, a shimmering ribbon cutting through the heart of the cave. Tiny silver fish darted through the water, their scales catching what little light there was. The gentle gurgle of the spring, a constant, soothing melody, echoed through the cavern. This was a place of profound peace, hidden away from the clamor of the world. Emerging from the cave's embrace, the spring continued its journey, feeding a small stream that danced its way through the forest. Here, life erupted in a riot of color and sound. Giant ferns unfurled their emerald fronds, creating a canopy overhead. Sunlight filtering through the leaves painted the forest floor in a mosaic of light and shadow. Wildflowers, a kaleidoscope of hues, carpeted the ground. Scarlet poppies nodded their heads in the gentle breeze, their petals like drops of fire against the green. Azure dragonflies, their wings shimmering like stained glass, hovered above the water. Butterflies, their wings painted with intricate patterns, flitted from blossom to blossom. The air thrummed with the drone of bees, their legs heavy with pollen. Emerald green tree frogs, their skin glistening with moisture, clung to broad leaves, their croaking a constant chorus. A flash of blue and orange announced the arrival of a kingfisher, perched on a branch overhanging the water. But the beauty of this place ran deeper than the vibrant tapestry of flora and fauna. Locals whispered of ancient magic woven into the very fabric of the forest. They spoke of spirits, guardians of the spring, their presence felt in the rustle of leaves and the murmur of the water. It was said that a rare white eel, a creature of ethereal beauty, resided in the deepest part of the spring. Some believed it to be a spirit guide, its pale form a fleeting glimpse into the realm beyond the veil. Others told of fairies, their laughter echoing through the trees, their tiny footprints visible in the morning dew. Whether these tales were true or merely the product of overactive imaginations, one thing was certain. There was an undeniable enchantment to this place. It was a place where the ordinary and the extraordinary seemed to converge, where the veil between worlds felt thin. Enchanted creature. Whether these tales were true or merely the product of overactive imaginations, one thing was certain. There was an undeniable enchantment to this place. It was a place where the ordinary and the extraordinary seemed to converge, where the veil between worlds felt thin. It was into this enchanted realm that a foreigner stumbled, his compass lost, his map useless. He had wandered for days, the dense foliage closing in around him, the sun a hazy glow through the thick canopy.
Exhaustion gnawed at me, thirst parched my throat. Just when I felt hope slipping away, I heard it, the sound of rushing water.
Pushing aside a curtain of vines, he emerged into a clearing. And there, bathed in dappled sunlight, was the spring. Never had he seen anything so beautiful. The crystal-clear water, the vibrant flowers, the air alive with the music of birdsong. It was as if he had stumbled into paradise.
I drank deeply from the cool, refreshing water, feeling life flow back into my weary limbs. As I sat there, my gaze fell on a group of people approaching me. Their clothing was simple, their faces etched with the wisdom of the forest. They were the natives, the guardians of this hidden world.
The foreigner, now rejuvenated, looked up to see the natives standing before him. One among them, a kind and hospitable woman, stepped forward.
Welcome, traveler. You must be weary. Come, let us help you.
Thank you, dear. I got lost in the forest. Your kindness is a blessing. The air hung heavy with the scent of unknown blossoms. A symphony of unfamiliar sounds filled the air. My compass spun uselessly. I had stumbled upon something extraordinary, a place untouched by time. This was Madlawon. My boots sank into the soft earth. Giant ferns dwarfed me, their fronds casting intricate shadows. The air buzzed with life. I ventured deeper, my senses overwhelmed by the raw, untamed beauty.
Crystal clear water cascaded down moss-covered rocks, forming pristine pools. Sunlight streamed through the dense canopy, painting the forest floor in dappled light. Everywhere I looked, nature thrived. Vivid wildflowers in every color imaginable carpeted the ground. Exotic birds with plumage beyond imagination flitted through the trees. Dragonflies with iridescent wings danced in the air. Butterflies, large and small, added their own vibrant hues to the spectacle. The water teemed with life. I spotted sleek eels darting through the reeds, their scales catching the light. Brightly colored frogs croaked from their perches on lily pads. Turtles basked on rocks, their shells gleaming in the sun. This was a haven for all creatures, great and small.
I ventured deeper into this paradise, my senses drunk on the sights and sounds. The sun began its descent, casting long shadows through the trees. I realized with a jolt that I had no idea how to return. I was lost. Panic welled up inside me. I pushed through the undergrowth, desperate to find a familiar landmark. Just when hope began to dwindle, I heard voices. They were soft, melodic, unlike any language I had encountered before. I emerged from the foliage to find a group of people gathered around a fire. They were dressed in simple clothing made from natural materials. Their faces were kind, their eyes filled with curiosity. I had stumbled upon the natives of this hidden world. Despite the language barrier, their warmth and hospitality were unmistakable.
Gestures. They gestured for me to join them by the fire, offering me food and drink.
Smiles. The meal, simple yet delicious, consisted of fruits and vegetables I'd never seen before.
Gestures. As we ate, they tried to communicate with me through gestures and smiles.
I, in turn, tried my best to convey my gratitude for their kindness.
Smiles. They were a peaceful people living in harmony with nature.
Their generosity towards a stranger like me was truly humbling. As the fire crackled and the stars emerged, they repeatedly greeted me with a phrase that sounded like Madlawon. Their smiles were infectious, and I found myself repeating the phrase back to them, unsure of its meaning, but captivated by its melody. Little did I know that this simple phrase, mispronounced and misunderstood, would become the name by which I would forever remember this place. Madlawon, a place born from a misunderstanding, yet forever etched in my memory as a paradise found. The next morning, with the sun filtering through the leaves, they guided me back to the edge of their world. We stood for a moment, the language barrier melting away in the shared understanding of a new friendship. Then, with a final wave, I stepped back into the familiar world. Madlawon, the place of the Mayadna people, remained a secret tucked away in the recesses of my memory, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the inherent goodness that resides within us all. A place I knew I would forever cherish, even if I never set foot in its enchanted embrace again.
The native guide smiled warmly and gestured for him to follow. As they walked, an elder began to share the history and legends of Bugas Cave.
This cave has been a sanctuary for our people for generations. It holds many secrets and stories, passed down through the ages.
And we are its guardians, ensuring its wonders remain protected.
The foreigner listened intently, feeling a deep sense of connection to this magical place and its people. He realized that his journey had only just begun, and that the true adventure lay ahead.
I'm honored to be here and to learn from you all. Thank you for your guidance.
With a guiding hand in the wilderness, the foreigner found not just his way, but a new path filled with wonder and discovery.